Problem number 012. Simplify by rationalizing the denominator of 1 over the square root of 10 minus the square root of 7. Choices are A. 3 over the square root of 10 minus square root of 7. B. 3 over the square root of 10 plus the square root of 7. C. Square root of 10 plus square root of 7 all over 3. D. Square root of 10 minus square root of 7 all over 3. For the solution, to rationalize the denominator, meaning to say we are going to remove radical expression in the denominator. So, to do that, we are going to multiply the denominator by its conjugate. Okay, like this one. 1 over the square root of 10 minus square root of 7. Now, what is the conjugate of the square root of 10 minus square root of 7? Of course, the conjugate of the square root of 10 minus square root of 7 is equal to the square root of 10 plus the square root of 7. So we will multiply the numerator and denominator by its conjugate. So we have 1 over square root of 10 minus square root of 7 times the square root of 10 plus square root of 7 over the square root of 10 plus the square root of 7. Why the square root of 10 plus the square root of 7? Okay, so in this case, we can remove the radical expression in the denominator. So this is equal to 1 times square root of 10 plus square root of 7. Of course, this is the square root of 10 plus the square root of 7. Okay, so what is the product of the square root of 10 minus square root of 7 and the square root of 10 plus the square root of 7? Simple. You square the square root of 10 minus the square of the square root of 7. Okay, so this is equal to the square root of 10 plus the square root of 7. The square of the square root of 10 is equal to 10. Okay, the square root of 7 squared, it's 7. So this is equal to the square root of 10 plus square root of 7. And 10 minus 7 is equal to 3. So we don't have radical expression in the denominator. So this is the final answer. The correct answer is letter C. Square root of 10 plus square root of 7 all over 3. Problem number 013. The youth is estimated to be 55% of the voting population. If the certain city has approximately 1.5 million voters, about how many voters are the youth? Okay, the choices are A, 675,000, B, 825,000, C, 648,000, D, 852,500. Okay, for the solution, okay, very simple. Since the youth is 55% of 1.5 million voters, so we will get the 50% of 1.5 million. Okay, this is it. The total number of voters is 1.5 million or 1,500,000. So we will get the 55% of that 1.5 million. This is equal to, we convert 55% to decimal, that's 0.55 times 1,500,000. This is equal to 825,000. Okay, so out of 1.5 million voters, okay, 55% of that, or that's around 825,000, are youth. Okay, so the correct answer is letter B. Problem number 014. What is the prime factorization of 940? For the choices, A, that's 2 times 2 times 5 times 47. B, that's 2 times 470. C, that's 2 times 2 times 5 times 3 times 17. D, 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 7 times 7. Okay, for the solution, okay, um, if we try to check the given choices, we can eliminate letter B because 470 is not prime. Okay, it's a composite number. Okay, for the solution, we have 940. We divide that by 2, which is the smallest prime number. Okay, so 940 divided by 2, that's 470. And 470, we can divide this also by 2. That's around 470 divided by 2, that's 235. 235 is not divisible by 2. We will try 5 because 3 is not divisible. By 235 is not divisible by 3. For 5, 235 divided by 5, that's 47. And we know that 47 is a prime number. So the factors are 2 times 2 times 5 times 47. So that's letter, okay. Okay, letter A, the correct answer. For problem number 015, which of the following has the widest graph? Okay, for the choices, we have y is equal to 1/2 of x squared, b, y is equals to 5x squared, c, y is equal to 2x squared, d, y is equal to 3x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, so all the choices are for this quadratic function. All right, so for the solution, we know that the greater the quadratic coefficient, the narrower the parabola. The lesser the quadratic coefficient, the wider the parabola. So we know that the graph of a quadratic function is a parabola. Okay, so we're looking for the widest. So if this the widest graph, okay, so mean to say, we're looking for the smallest. The lesser the quadratic coefficient, the wider the graph. Okay, so we would check the quadratic coefficient. So meaning to say number before x squared. Okay, for letter A, this is 1/2. For letter B, it's 5. For letter C, that's 2. For letter D, 3. So it is lesser. Okay, among the given choices, of course, it's letter A. But we'll check the graph of the following choices. Okay, for letter A, that's y is equal to 1/2 x squared. This is the graph. Parabola opening upward. The vertex is at the origin. That's 0, 0. For letter B, this is the graph. Okay. For letter C, which is y equal to x squared, this is the graph. And letter D, this is the graph. So which of the 4 given graphs, okay, is narrower or narrow? Okay, narrower. Definitely it's letter A. Okay, so the correct answer is letter A. Let's go to problem number 016. Find the constant of variation given the situation y varies directly as x and y is equal to 9 when x is equal to 18. For the choices, we have A, that's 1/2, B, 1/4, C, 2, D, 3. Okay, for the solution, this is the formula for the direct variation. That's y is equals to px, where k is the constant of variation. So we will substitute y is equal to 9. So 9 is equal to x is 18. So that's 18k. Meaning we're going to solve for the value of k. Now in this case, we can divide both sides of an equation by 9. So k now is equal to 1/2. Therefore, the constant of variation, or k, is equal to 1/2, which is letter A. Okay? Let's go to problem number 017. Factor completely the expression 4xy minus 8y plus 20x minus 40. For the choices, for letter A, we have 4 times x minus 2 times y plus 5. For letter B, 4x minus 5 times y plus 2. For letter C, that's 2 times the product of x plus 5 and y minus 2. Letter D, 2 times the product of x minus 4 and y plus 5. Okay, for the solution. Okay, so this is factoring. All right, so we have the given for xy minus 8y plus 20x minus 4. What types of factoring we can use to solve the given expression? Okay, the answer is by grouping. Okay. All right, so we will group the first and the second, the third and the fourth. Okay, so we have for xy minus 8y plus the group of 20x minus 40. And then for the first group, we're going to look for the common monomial factor, which is 4y. For xy minus 8y, so the common factor is 4y. All right, for xy divided by 4y, that's x, minus 8y divided by 4y is equal to 2, plus, okay. What is the common factor for 20x minus 40? Of course, 20. 20x divided by 20, that's x, minus 40 divided by 20, that's 2. All right, so after that, we have two terms for y times x minus 2 and 20 times x minus y. We look for the common monomial, look for a common factor, which is x minus 2. We have x minus 2, and then for y times x minus 2 divided by x minus 2, the answer is for y, plus 20 times x minus 2 divided by x minus 2, the answer is 20. So, for y plus 20. So, but we're just to look for the factor and then the complete factor. So 4y plus 20 has a common factor, which is 4. So 4y divided by 4, that's y, plus 20 divided by 4, that's 5. So we have the complete factors of 4xy minus 8y plus 20x minus 40. We have 4 times y plus 5 times x minus 2. Okay, so the correct answer is letter A. Let's go to problem number 018. Simplify the fraction x raised to negative 1 over y raised to negative 1 plus z raised to negative 1. For the choices, for letter A, we have x plus z over xz plus yz. For letter B, we have yz over xz plus yz. Letter C, y plus z over x plus z plus y plus z. Xz plus yz. For letter D, xz over xz plus yz. Okay, for the solution, all right, so we have the given. To solve for this expression, we're going to convert this to positive exponent. So we know that we have negative exponent. So we have x raised to negative 1, that's equal to 1 over x, over y raised to negative 1, that's 1 over y, plus z raised to negative 1 is equal to 1 over z. Then 1 over x over, look for the LCD for y and z, which is yz. Yz divided by y, that's z. Z times 1 is z. Plus yz divided by z, that's y. Y times 1 is equal to y. Okay? This is equal to 1 over x times the reciprocal of the denominator. Your denominator is z plus y over yz. So what's the reciprocal? Okay, the reciprocal is yz over z plus y, or 1 over the denominator. That's yz over z plus y. You multiply 1 to yz, that's yz. You multiply x to z plus y, that's x times z, xz plus x times y, yz. So the correct answer is letter B. Problem number 019. Write 6 plus the square root of negative 27 in the form of a plus bi. For the choices, we have 3 plus 6i, square root of 3, b 6 plus 3i times square root of 7, c 6 plus 27i, d 6 plus 3i the square root of, or 6 plus 3i times square root of 3. Okay, for the solution, we know that 6 plus the square root of 37, we will substitute negative square root of 27 to make this positive. So we will multiply I squared to 27. We know that I squared is equal to negative 1. So that's negative 1 times 27 is equal to negative 27. So 6 plus the square root of negative 27 is equal to 6 plus the square root of 27 I squared, because I squared is equal to negative 1. Then after that, this is equal to 6 plus I, yi, because the square root of I squared is I. So we have now the square root of 27. 27 now is positive. Okay, then after that, 6 plus I, the square root of 9, times square root of 3. We know that the square root of 27, we have one perfect square, which is 9. So we have 6 plus I square root of 9 times square root of 3. To simplify, we have 6 plus the square root of 9 is 3. 3 times I, that's 3I. The square root of 3. Okay, so this is the correct answer. 6 plus 3I, the square root of 3. Or 6 plus 3I times square root of 3, which is letter D. Alright, let's proceed to problem number 020. Solve absolute value of 2x minus 5 is equal to 21. For the choices, we have negative 8 and 13, B 8 and negative 13, C negative 8 and negative 13, D 8 and positive 13. For the solution, at absolute value of 2x minus 5 is equal to 21. This implies 2x minus 5 is equal to 21, or 2x minus 5 is equal to negative 21. Okay, so that's absolute value. So we will solve for x in the first equation. So we have 2x, add both sides by 5. So that's 2x is equal to 21 plus 5, that's 20, 26. Divide both sides by 2, x now is equal to 13. That's for the first root. No? The second equation, that's 2x minus 5 is equal to negative 21. We'll solve for the value of x. So add both sides by positive 5. So we have 2x is equal to negative 21 plus 5. That's negative 16. X now is equal to negative 8 because we will divide both sides of an equation by 2. So 2x divided by 2, that's 1. So that's x. Negative 16 divided by 2, that's negative 8. Alright, so meaning the value of x is negative 8 and positive 13. Okay? So let's go to problem number 21. Pump A can fill a drum in 6 hours and pump B can fill the same drum in 3 hours. How long will it take to fill the drum if both pumps are used? For the choices, we have letter A, 1 hour, B, 2 hours, C, 3 hours, D, 4 hours. Okay, for the solution, 1/6, this is part of the drum filled by pump A in 1 hour. 1/3, this is part of the drum filled by pump B in 1 hour. Alright, so We represent T as the number of hours to fill the drum using both pumps. Okay, so we have the equation 1/6 of T plus 1/3 of T is equal to 1. This is the equation. So meaning we're going to solve for the value of T. 1/6 of T or T over 6 is the same. 1/3 of T or T over 3 is the same. Is equal to 1. Okay, so we will, by the way, this part of the drum filled by pump A. This one is pump B. And this is the equation. We'll multiply 6 to both sides of an equation. Okay, 6 times T over 6. Okay, that's equal to T plus 6 times T over 3. That's 2T. 6 times 1, that's 6. This is the equation. T plus 2T, that's equal to 3T, is equal to 6. Divide both sides by 3, that's T is equal to 2. So meaning, it will take 2 hours to fill the drum if both pumps are used. Okay? So, the correct answer is letter B. Problem number 022. What is the value of the discriminant of x squared minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0? For the choices, we have -1, letter B, 0, letter C, 1, letter D, 2. Okay, for the solution, okay, this is a quadratic formula, right? X is equal to -b plus minus squared of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is a quadratic formula. All right. When you say b squared minus 4ac, this is the discriminant. So I'm going to say the quadratic formula for x is equal to -b plus minus the square root of the discriminant all over 2a. We will get the value of the discriminant given the quadratic equation. So, for a is equal to 1, for b is equal to -3, for c is equal to 2. No, because this is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We will substitute for b squared. Okay, so we have -3 squared minus 4 times 1 for a and c for 2. Next, -3 squared, that's 9. -4 times 1, 4 times 2, 8. So that's -8. So 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. So the correct answer is 1. So meaning the value of the discriminant of the given quadratic function is equal to 1, which is letter C. Let's proceed to problem number 023. Find the center and radius of the circle given the equation x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 4y minus 3 is equal to 0. This is the equation of a circle. For the choices, we have center, we have 0.32, for radius r, B center, 0.3, -2, radius 4, letter C center, -3, -2, radius 4, D center, -3, 2, radius 4. For the solution, we have the formula for the equation of a circle. Okay, so x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 4y minus 3. And then we will group all the x's and y. And then the constant, which is -3, we will add both sides of an equation by +3. So we have 3 to the right side of the equation. Now, x squared minus 6x will make this a perfect square trinomial. So, of course, for y squared plus 4y, perfect square trinomial. Okay, x squared minus 6x, 6, we'll divide this by 2. 6 divided by 2, that's 3. 3 squared, that's 9. Okay, while this one, 4 divided by 2, that's 2. 2 squared, that's 4. Okay, so we will add x squared minus 6x plus 9 and y squared plus 4y plus 4. Okay, so that's equal to this one. No? And then we added 9 and 4. Of course, we will add 9 and 4 to the right of the equation. This is now a perfect square trinomial, perfect square trinomial. So what's the factors of x squared minus 6x plus 9? That's equal to x minus 3 squared. Okay, plus y squared plus 4y plus 4. This is y plus 2 squared. And 3 plus 9 plus 4, that's 16. Okay, then we'll take the square root. Okay. Okay, so before that, x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2, this is equal to y minus negative 2 squared, and then 16 is equal to 4 squared. Okay, then we'll take the square root. We know that this is the equation of the circle. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r. So meaning center at hk, point hk, and radius r. Alright, standard for the equation of the circle with center hk and radius r. Now in this case, we know that the center, this one is the h. Okay, x minus h, your h is 3, and this one minus y minus k, your k is negative 2. So that's negative 2. So center at point 3, negative 2, and you take the square root, no? You take the square root of 4 squared, that's 4. Okay? All right. So the correct answer is letter B. 3, negative 2 for the center, and radius is equal to 4. Let's go to problem number 24. If 3x plus 4 is equals to 40, then what is the value of 10x minus 1? So meaning, we will get the value of x and substitute to the second expression. For the choices, we have 65, B 107, C 119, D 125. For the solution, this is the equation. So we're going to subtract both sides of an equation by 4. That's why we have 3x, 4 minus 4, that's 0. 40 minus 4, that's 36. Then divide both sides of an equation by 3, that's x. 36 divided by 3, that's 12. So x now is equal to 12. And then we will solve 10x minus 1 given that x is 12. Of course, 10 times 12 minus 1 is equal to 10 times 12, that's 120. Minus 1, that's 119. So the correct answer is letter C. Let's go to problem number 25. Find the slope of a line passing through the points 6, negative 2, and point negative 4, 0. Okay, for the choices, A, negative 1/2, B, 1/2, C, negative 1/5, D, 1/5. For the solution, this is the equation of the slope given 2 points. M is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So meaning this is change in y and change in x. That's the slope. Okay, to solve, this is our x sub 1 will assign, this is our x sub 1, this is our x sub 2. So you can use either. You can use this is x sub 1 and y sub 1, or x sub 2, y sub 2, either of the two. Okay, so by substitution, y sub 2 is 1, no? 0 minus y sub 1, negative 2. That's minus negative 2 over x sub 2, negative 4, minus x sub 1, 6. All right, so 0 minus negative 2. So we know that 0 minus negative 2, that's 0 plus 2. So that's 2 over negative 4 minus 6, that's negative 10. So to simplify, 2 over, to reduce, that's negative 1/5. So this is the slope of the line. Okay, so the correct answer is letter C. Problem number 026. Find an equation of the line with slope negative 3 that passes through the point 3, negative 2. All right, for the choices, letter A, y is equal to negative x plus 3. B, y is equal to 3x minus 7. C, y is equal to negative 7x plus 2. D, y is equal to negative 3x plus 7. Okay, for the solution, we will use the point slope formula for the equation of the line. So we have y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1, with m is equal to negative 3. So the slope is negative 3. X sub 1 is 3. y sub 1 is negative 2. We'll substitute in this equation. So we have y minus y sub 1 is negative 2. We have negative 2 is equal to slope is negative 3 times x minus y sub 1, 3. Okay, so we have the equation. So y negative times negative 2, that's or y minus negative 2, that's y plus 2 is equal to negative 3 times x, negative 3x, negative 3 times positive 3, that's negative 3 times negative 3, that's positive 9. All right, so okay, so this is equal to y, this in terms of y. Why? Because the choices are in terms of y. So we will equate this equation in terms of y. So that's y is equal to negative 3x plus 9. Subtract both sides by 2. That's 9 minus 2. That's 7. So this is now the equation of the line given the slope and the point. Okay, the correct answer is letter D. All right. Let's go to problem number 027. The degree of the term 3x raised to 10 y squared z. Okay, again, the degree of the term 3x raised to 10 y squared z raised to 1. Okay, or z. The choices are 2, b 12, c 10, d 13. Okay, for the solution, the degree of the term is the sum of the exponents of the variables. Okay, again, the degree of the term, this is composed of one term, is the sum of the exponents of the variables. We know that our variables here are x, y, and z. So we're going to add their exponents to get the degree of the given term. Okay, sum is 13. Therefore, the degree is 13. Okay, very simple. Let's proceed to problem number 028. What is the maximum value of the quadratic equation f of x is equal to negative 2x squared plus 8x minus 1? Okay, for the choices, A 7, B 9, C 8, D 10. Okay, for the solution, the maximum or minimum value of the quadratic function is the y-coordinate of the vertex of the graph of the quadratic function. So let's say, if we know the maximum value of the quadratic function, we'll get first the vertex, okay? The vertex of the quadratic function. All right, so vertex is hk, okay? Hk. So the formula for the vertex is negative h is negative b over 2a, f of negative b over 2a. So this is the vertex. Okay, by substitution, we know that this is a quadratic function, so we will have the value. So negative 2 is our a, and our b is 8, and our c is negative 1. Okay, also, we will solve first h, that's negative b over 2a. By substitution, we have 8 over the negative of 8 over 2 times negative 2. A is negative 2. That's equal to negative 2. And then, we will substitute negative 2 for k. Okay? K is equals to f of negative b over 2a. Okay? So, that's negative 2. Our h is 2. That's 2 squared plus 8 times 2 minus 1. This is equal to negative 8. Of course, 2 squared, that's 4 times 2, that's negative 8, plus 8 times 2, 16, minus 1, 7. Okay, so the answer is 7 because h correspond to the x value, and k correspond to the y value for the vertex of this quadratic function. So meaning the vertex of this quadratic function is negative 2, 7. Negative 2 for x, and y is 7. Of course, the maximum value is 7. Okay, 0.7. All right. Let's go to the next. Problem number 029. In the isosceles triangle lies an interior angle measuring to 140 degrees. What is the measure of each of the other two? Okay, for the choices, A, 20 degrees, B, 45 degrees, C, okay, 30 degrees, D, 60 degrees. All right, for the choices, we know that in isosceles triangle, two congruent sides and two congruent angles. Okay, and the measure of the angles of a triangle is always equal to 180 degrees. So given this, the vertex angle, that's 140 degrees. Of course, we have two equal angles. Okay, so that's 180 minus 140, that's 40. You divide that by 2, so 20 degrees. The angle, or the remaining angle of an isosceles triangle is 20 degrees. No, there are two 20 degrees angle. So 20 degrees, that's 40 plus 140, that's 180 degrees. The correct answer is letter A. Problem number 030. The value of negative 7 minus negative 21 plus x is how much greater than negative 7x minus negative 2. Okay, for the choices, we have negative 6x minus 3, B, 8x minus 25, C, 8x plus 12, D, 7x minus 10. Okay, so for the solution, we will subtract negative 7 minus 21 plus x minus this one, this expression. Negative 7x minus negative 2. Okay, so negative 7 minus negative 21 plus x minus this one. This is our menu and this expression is our subtrahend. Sorry, this is our menu and this is our subtrahend. All right, so to simplify, negative 7 plus 21 plus x minus, we're going to change the sign of the terms, okay, in our subtrahend, and then proceed to the rule for addition. Okay, so this is equal to negative 7 plus 21 plus x minus, so we have plus 7 plus 7x minus 2. Okay, so 7, negative 7 plus 21, that's 14. Plus x plus 7x minus 2. So combine like terms. 7x plus x, that 8x. 14 minus 2, that's 12. So the correct answer is letter C.